Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was in a one-day visit yesterday to Turkey, during which he held talks and signed agreements with the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. To shed more light on this trip, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of Political Science at Azhar University. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Well, Dr. Wagih, the historical visit of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi yesterday to Turkey, how do you see this visit as a step to a new era in the Egyptian-Turkish relationships?
Yes, this is actually a historic visit, and it opens up a new phase in the relationship between the two local superpower countries, Egypt and Turkey. Both play an important role in this area, and their cooperation, they are convinced now to cooperate because of the challenges that meet them would unite them too. So I think that what we have witnessed is a very important step, strategic one. There is a lot of agreements of memo of understanding, about 20 memo of understanding in areas of tourism, education, health, energy, nuclear energy, and natural gas as well. So it's very important that the two countries get to deal with many conflicts around that's taking place in this area. And also in Africa, we have a common agenda in eastern of Mediterranean. The two presidents came up with good agreements, and in Libya, in several fronts, actually, cooperation with Turkey is extremely important.
Yes, so Dr. Wagih, also during the visit, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan witnessed the signing of agreements and memorandum of understandings. Around 17 agreements were signed in all several fields like energy, transportation, health, pharmaceutical, several fields. How did you see the importance of this also?
Of course, there is a high-level strategic council that was established in the first visit of Tayyip Erdogan when he came to Egypt a few months ago. So I think this council is now moving to enhance and deepen the relationship in all these fields, in agriculture, in energy, and in all fields of common interest for the two countries.
Yes. How do you see also, give us an idea about, or a hint about the historical relations between Egypt and Turkey, also in light of having the same culture, traditions hundreds of years ago?
Yes, of course, our historical ties, or the historical ties between the Egyptian people and the Turkish people is extremely close. We relate to each other when it comes to culture, religion, habits, and traditions. I think that there is a very common good ties that took place along the long history between the two people. So I think that coming back to the fold, coming back to get to cooperate, to be convinced that we are all facing the same challenges and we have to be united, especially when it comes to very, very dramatic conflicts that's taking place, humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and there is no ceasefire so far. And I think that the two presidents really is very strongly united when it comes to establishing two-state solution according to the international laws, with East Jerusalem, the capital of Palestine. I think these are elements that the two presidents are sharp about getting that to be done, because this is supposed to be supported by the international resolutions and consensus of the fair-minded people all over the world. And I think that the Israelis have done too much when it comes to what's happening even in not only in Gaza, but also the escalation that's taking place in the West Bank.
Yes, that was exactly what President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said yesterday, as both leaders, the Turkish and the Egyptian president, have held a press conference during which President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said that the situation in the Middle East drives Egypt and Turkey to boost cooperation between each other. How did you read this statement?
Yes, as I've told you just a few minutes ago now, the two countries found out that the challenges are the same. And establishing the stability and the de-escalation in the area needs the efforts of two local superpowers in the size of Egypt and Turkey. Both of them really will form a cornerstone for establishing the stability, solving the problems, de-escalating the situation.
Yes.
We don't further wars in this area, but we don't want further deterioration of humanitarian crisis that's taking place. The Palestinian rights should be established. Things should be dealt with in a radical way. We have to reach the roots of the conflict, to solve them, and for all people to live in a win-win situation in this area.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you also for your valuable information, Dr. Hassan Wagih, the professor of political science, Al-Azhar University. And a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be back with you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli participated on Thursday in the second high-level summit under the slogan Industrial Transformation and Developing Agriculture and Green Development as part of the 9th Forum of China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. Addressing the session, Madbouli asserted the significance of new programs announced by China's president in fostering the Egyptian-Chinese partnership in various domains and pushing forward efforts of achieving Africa's comprehensive development. The Premier stressed Egypt's keenness on continuing cooperation and coordination between China and the African countries in achieving the outcomes of the 9th China-Africa Cooperation Forum, which was held in Beijing at the aim of reaching continent stability and peace. Meanwhile, Madbouli pointed out that the meeting comes within an international framework amid the current political, economic and security challenges. Earlier, Prime Minister Madbouli attended the opening session of the summit chaired by Chinese President Jinping. During a speech at the opening ceremony of the massive summit in Beijing, gathering dozens of African leaders, Chinese leader Xi Jinping pledged more than $50 billion in financing for Africa over the next 3 years. Xi also told African leaders in the Great Hall of the People that over the next 3 years, the Chinese government is willing to provide financial support amounting to 360 billion yuan. Well, on the sidelines of his participation in the Chinese-African Forum in Beijing, Prime Minister Madbouli met Wan Bing, General Director of the Chinese Company for Archaeological Architectural Engineering, the operating company of the Central Business Zone in the new administrative capital, and a number of projects in the new Alamein city. During the meeting, Madbouli stressed the deep strategic partnership between Egypt and China, expressing his appreciation to the company's activity in the Egyptian market. Madbouli also pointed out that the Egyptian government has other important projects in the sectors of health, aviation, and mining sectors. Welcome back. Well, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli attended an official dinner banquet in the presence of Chinese President Xi Jinping and his wife on the fringe of the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation. Chairman of the Suez Canal Economic Zone also met representatives of a number of Chinese companies operating in the car industry domain on the sidelines of the Forum of China-Africa Cooperation Summit, and the details in the following report.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli attended an official dinner banquet in the presence of Chinese President Xi Jinping and his wife on the fringe of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. On the sidelines of the event, Madbouli holds important meetings with Chinese and African officials, including representatives of prominent Chinese companies operating in Egypt. He also attended the signing ceremonies of some agreements and MOUs related to new or existing investments in the Suez Canal Economic Zone, as well as ICT cooperation deals. Earlier, Chairman of the Suez Canal Economic Zone asserted that the Egyptian government offers major facilitations to support the automotive industry locally. He noted that the SC zone will offer all needed support by offering all needed data to boost companies' investments. This came in a statement by the SC zone following a meeting between Gamal-Eddin and representatives of a number of Chinese companies operating in the car industry domain on the sidelines of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which is held in Beijing from September 4th till the 6th. Gamal-Eddin had talks with representatives of Great Wall Motors, the GWM, on means of promoting cooperation to localize the car industry and accelerate its development. He referred to the depth of strategic cooperation between the Suez Canal Zone and China, whose investments hit 40% of the zone's total investments.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a historical visit to Turkey yesterday, during which he met with the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and they signed several agreements, 17 agreements and memorandum of understandings, and they discussed economy also, and trade and industry. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Raouf Ghaffar, the economic expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, my dear.
Well, Dr. Ghaffar, the President Sisi and the President Erdogan discussed several issues, and they signed a number of memorandum of understandings. Among them is a memorandum for economy and trade. So give us an idea about this, and how did you follow this?
Well, first of all, this is a historic visit. The first visit of our president to Turkey. We know that there were a little turbulence between the two countries as far as the relations are concerned, but now everything is straightened out and the relations are beautiful on all levels. I'm talking political, I'm talking economical. So this is, it marks the beginning of a new era of very strategic and close relation between Egypt and Turkey. We're talking the bilateral exchange between the two countries now is around the $5 billion. The two countries are aspiring to reach or triple this figure very soon. So they are talking 15 billion in the near future. The economy will grow in every possible endeavor. I mean, the private sector is play a big role here. There will be an encouragement for the Turkish investors to come and establish their businesses here. They will enhance the ventures between investors from Turkey and co-parts of Egypt. And on all levels, things will be much better for the two sides in the very, very near future. This is on the economic side. Of course, I'm not talking in politics here, but things are very based on this, on the political issues. We have an identical point of view about all the regional issues, about the crises that surround us. But what interests us is the economy and the economic relations with Turkey will get much better very, very soon.
Yes. Doctor, also the visit by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, which is the first of its kind, followed the visit, the last visit by Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the President of Turkey, in February to Cairo, during which both leaders said they, both sides wanted to boost trade to $15 billion in the short term, to upgraded from $10 billion. They are going to increase it to $15 billion.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so give us an idea about this also.
Well, of course, I mean, I'm talking the bilateral relations will increase. As I said, I repeat, a lot of businesses will take place between Egypt and Turkey, especially, and I repeat, especially on the private sector level. In every possible business. I mean, trade, bilateral trade, exchange, textile business, mechanical industries. I mean, a lot of endeavors will be promoted, and the quality of relation will be much better, and we will use expertise and finance and investment coming from Turkey to establish our own businesses here and to, as you rightly mentioned, we are targeting to achieve a $15 billion exchange value in the coming very few years.
Yes, so Dr. Gafar, also the signing of the agreements were in several fields, because there were 17 memorandum of understandings that have been signed in the fields of energy, defense, tourism, health, pharmaceutical, culture, education, and also transportation, and of course in light of Egypt's also experience in the building roads, bridges, and the infrastructure that Egypt have witnessed. Really, the President of Turkey have praised also the new phase taking place in Egypt, and the national mega projects that are taking place in Egypt. How did you follow this?
Let me stress on 2 points which
Yes.
are a real breakthrough. We are talking the Ro-Ro vessels, the maritime line between Egypt and Turkey will, of course, improve tremendously, and the fact that they apply the roll-in, roll-out means that we are increasing the number of shipments between Egypt and Turkey, and the maritime line will improve. On the other side is that we will open the African market for the products coming from Egypt and from Turkey at the same time. And this is, again, a breakthrough, opening the African market for the products that will be involved in the bilateral agreement between Turkey and ourselves.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Our dear guest, Dr. Raouf Gafar, the economic expert. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.